Well, good morning. Here we are for Geography of the Western World. And we're a few seconds short of 9:30, and so we'll be starting in just a few moments.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, it is 9:30, so here we go. This is Geography of the Western World, Geography 1100, and I am Joel Quam. I'll be your professor for this semester. Today, of course, is our first day, so it is preliminary. It's what are we doing this semester? So I want to take a look at the syllabus. I want to take a look at a variety of other things that are key to our progress, our success, our work this semester. Okay, so if you're here already, fantastic. Well, maybe some others are trickling in, but I prefer to start on time, and it is 9:30. So let's take a look at the syllabus. I will share my screen now. All right, so to begin with the syllabus. The syllabus at the top has something called the active course file. Every course at College of DuPage has an active course file. This is an important document. This provides the framework for what will be taught in that course. So what will be taught in Geography of the Western World? Well, there's many things that can be covered in Geography of the Western World. So no two professors are going to do things in exactly the same way, but still there needs to be a framework. These are the kind of areas that need to be covered in Geography of the Western World. So the college wants me to put that active course file information in here. I think that's a good idea, and I have done so. So the first page here is from the active course file, talks about things that will be covered. Okay, after that, more details. Well, there's a lot more details in the syllabus. And no, I'm not going to read everything to you. That would be too long, and it'd be pretty dull just to read everything to you. So I'm going to hit the key things, the highlighting certain things, and I'll ask you to be sure that you do look on your own time at all of the syllabus. Well, of course, points are important here. How many points are available? What are we getting for points? What are the assignments? So there will be about 1,000 points for this semester. One thing will be the map quiz, or 5 map quizzes, one for each region of our Western world. Each map quiz is worth 25 points, so you see that is 125 points. I put that first on the list because it is kind of first, but not all. As we're definitely going to see, geography is more than just map quizzes. But yes, we do need to know where places are. We certainly should know where our places are, that is our own country. Therefore, there will also be a US states quiz for 50 points, the 50 states for 50 points. Okay, so there are some other things in here. Atlas exercises. Atlas exercise, I call it that. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. We don't use the hard copy, large book atlases so much anymore. We get a lot of information online. Yes, that will be true here too. I'm still calling it atlas exercise. It's information about places. Map quiz tip. Yes, we're doing map quizzes, but also every one of you is going to do one map quiz tip. The map quiz tip is to focus on one place that we have trouble finding. At least in my experience of doing this course many, many times, is that certain places we're just a little more confused about where they are. So you're each going to help everybody else out once by teaching us where one place is so that we can get it right on the map quiz. That'll be worth 10 points. More on that in a bit. Textbook and discussion board. Yes, here is a lot of points. 250 points here from the textbook and discussion board. There will be lots of opportunities for you to post on the discussion board in Blackboard, our course management system, Blackboard. More on that, but this is, yes, very important. It's 250 out of 1,000 points here. You want to get lots of those discussion board points. Attendance and miscellaneous. There'll be a variety of other assignments as we go along. It might be something that I just announced at the end of class. Hey, for next time, write a paragraph for me for 3 points. Or it might be something that is an additional worksheet to do. Plus, you do get points for being in class. Each day in some way, I will take attendance. It may be asking you to put something in the chat on our Zoom so that I can then save the chat and just mark off who's here and give you your points for the day. It may be something else. So attendance and miscellaneous will add up as well. Padlet Canvas, 2 of them, 24 points each. I like this website, Padlet.com, and it allows us to be creative, and we're going to be creative about 2 places, countries, US states, Canadian provinces, territories. You're going to do 2 of them. It's like a blank canvas. It's like an artist would start with a blank canvas. And you're going to put things on the canvas to tell us about the places you've chosen. More later about how you choose and what that is. Information festivals. I'm fond of that term for test. Sometimes I'll say test, sometimes I'll say exam, but I like to say information festival. And I like to make those tests a little more interesting, not too mundane. Okay, and we'll have 3 of those. We'll total about 250 points. Then there'll be a final information festival or final exam worth 50. All that's going to add up to about 1,000. And then you'll get a grade, of course. And I'll use the familiar 90%, 80%, 70% grading system. So if you're between 80 and 90%, you will get a B. Okay. Beyond that, though, I have kind of a bigger goal. I do, of course, want all of you to succeed, but I have a kind of goal for the class as a whole, too. And that goal is 80%. My hope is that when I add up all the points for everyone at the end of the semester, that would reach 80% of the possible points. If we're close, then I use what I call the bump. It's not exactly the curve, it's a bump. I will bump up everyone's score just a little bit by the same amount, just a few points. If we're almost to 80%, I do that so that we can reach 80%. Okay. Now, if we're above 80% already, well, great. Then obviously I would not round us down. No, then great. If somehow we're way below 80%, if we're at 73%, no, I'm not going to round us humongous up. No, I'll just be really sad. Something will have gone wrong. But no, that's never happened that way. Usually we're right there around 80%, a little bit above, a little bit below. And again, if we're just a little below, then the bump happens. Okay, now that's the whole, the bump for the whole for everybody if needed. What about you? What about you? What if you end up, even after the bump, what if you end up at 89.6%? Should I then round you up to 90% so you get an A? Well, I'm sure that's what you all would like. And yeah, I would prefer that too. Yes. But how would I do that? If I've already got all the points figured out, and there you are at 89.6, how would I round you up? Well, it's the next paragraph there on the syllabus that describes intangibles. Intangibles, things that are not numerical, but are still there. And basically, it will be my impression of you as a student. If I have a good impression of you, then yeah, I'm going to round you up. If somehow I have a bad impression of you as a student, no, I would not round you up. So what could those things be? Well, attendance. If you're always here, that would help me have a good impression of you as a student. Participation. If it's clear you're active, you're always working in this. When we have small groups, you're participating. Things like that. And, well, maybe the camera. Maybe you'll somewhat regularly have your camera on. That would also help me have a good impression of you as a student. So I do not require the camera to be on because I know, well, sometimes it's awkward. Maybe you're at home and something else is going on behind you and it's just not good to have the camera on. Okay, understood. That's why I'm not requiring it. But I do like it when your camera is on. I do enjoy seeing your faces. It's more interesting for me to talk to faces than just to black screen with names written down. So yeah, it will be better for me. Maybe that'll help me do a better job even. I think it's more enjoyable, maybe for you too, to see more faces on the screen. So think about that as we go along. I'd encourage you to try to put the face up there. Yes, have the camera on. And yeah, that could be one intangible. So that if you're really close at the end, and I've seen your face a lot, yeah, that would help me have a better impression of you and would make me more likely to round you up. All right, next on the screen there, it says extra credit. Yes, sometimes there's extra credit. If so, everybody gets the same chance for the extra credit. I don't offer extra credit to one person and not to the rest of the class. It's a little bit hard to know what extra credit might be offered. Things come up sometimes during semesters. So for instance, I might in April get an email from a colleague saying, hey, in 2 weeks, I will have a Zoom presentation with a guest speaker who will be talking about Italy. Oh, hey, that sounds good. Could apply to what we're doing. I could offer extra credit to those of you who attend the Zoom presentation and give me a write-up about it. Okay, yeah, that would be great. But I don't know right now if that's going to happen. Usually I don't hear about those sorts of opportunities till maybe 2 weeks before they happen. So if something's going to happen in April, I probably don't know about it now. So I can't promise extra credit, but there may be extra credit as we go along. All right, course materials and required text. You have a special textbook for this class. It is online and it is free. And it was written by me and my colleague, Scott Campbell. The two of us wrote a textbook in what is called Open Educational Resources, or OER, partly because we feel that knowledge should be readily available. Thus, our textbook is online and free. We wrote this textbook partly for you because we know that the cost of textbooks, wow, is very high. Textbooks are expensive, and we think often ridiculously so. Thus, our textbook is free and online. Thirdly, we wrote the textbook with a particular format in mind to try to help you to think geographically and to try to have you think often about geography. So there's two links there. One link will allow you to download the textbook. The other link will allow you just to read it right there on the screen. So either of those is fine. All right, let me take a look here, show you a little bit about the syllabus by going up here. All right, so if you click on that second link, this is what you will see. The online textbook, Geography of the Western World's free online textbook called The Western World, Daily Readings on Geography. Once you get to that, you will click here on Read the Book. And the book starts with a page, an epigraph, a quotation. Geography is the multidisciplinary summary of life. All right. Then click here on Contents. And then click here on Preface. The preface is that introductory piece. The preface will explain to you how the book is organized, how the book is designed, what we want to do with this textbook. And a key element to understanding this is that there are many short chapters in this textbook. So if you haven't already, do please read the preface. Then the contents here shows chapters, and you click on the plus sign, and there's the list of chapters. And in fact, there are, yes, many, many chapters. There are, in fact, 102 chapters. Now, that would be ridiculous unless the chapters are short. Well, yes, of course, they are short. Most of the chapters, especially once you get past the first 10, most of the chapters are 700 to 1,400 words each. That's quite short. That means you can, yes, easily read one of those chapters a day. And that is one of our ultimate goals, is that you would have geography in front of you every day by reading one of these chapters. Now, I'm sure that's not going to happen all the time, but again, the chapters are short, so it is easy to catch up if you don't get too far behind. Okay, so how does this work? Well, let's take a look here at a chapter as an example. That's curious. What is that? Try that again. Well, that's not supposed to happen. One never seen that before. Let's try a different spot. Huh. It looks like their system is not working. Okay. Let me stop sharing for just a minute and see if I can get there another way or not. Nope, I'm getting a service message and other links or other sources too. So we're going to have to skip that for now. That's too bad, but we will try to come back to that. Maybe by the end of the hour today, it will be back and available. Okay, but that is your free online textbook. And you'll be using that textbook to also be posting on the discussion board. All right, so on to page 3 in the syllabus. So some details are here. Map quiz format. Each map quiz is worth 25 points. And today I'll be showing you the lists of places that you need to study to succeed on the map quizzes. Map quiz tip, I said that's worth 10 points. You're going to teach us one place, just how to get that right on the map quiz. Tests, I try to make the test interesting. As I said, I like to call them information festivals. There will be familiar sorts of things, multiple choice, true, false matching, short answer, that kind of thing. But I try to provide some audio or visual or audiovisual things to make the questions a bit more interesting when I can. Attendance, yes, I like it when you're here. You do gain points for being here. So yes, that's advantageous. This one, we don't have to worry about the mask mandate. That's handy because we're just all virtual, aren't we? And if you come in late, well, that's pretty easy here too. You'll just appear in the list of people who are here. So that will be fine. Makeup policy. I do accept late work when it's reasonable, but I'm not going to take tons of stuff right at the end of the semester. If you're a few days late on something, generally it's okay. Okay, but I have created the course to have a sequence, to have a broad range of things that combine together. I feel like it has some synergy the way I've put it together. And it helps us create this broad sense of place for the Western world. So you can't create that, you can't get that for yourself if you're just jamming everything into the end of the semester. No, I want you learning about geography throughout the semester. Okay, there's a bit about late withdrawal. This is what the college wants me to say about that. So that's important. Hopefully no one needs to withdraw from the class as we go along. Academic integrity, students' rights and responsibilities. Some other things are important, but I don't care to read them all to you right now. Okay, and Blackboard. Yes, Blackboard again is our course management system. You'll need to be adept with Blackboard. The discussion board is on Blackboard. There'll be assignments on Blackboard. I will be emailing you through Blackboard. You need to be able to use Blackboard. And you need to check your COD email. I'm going to send at different times email through the Blackboard system to your COD email. Sometimes I might send an assignment through COD email. So you need to be sure you're reading your COD email as well. Degree requirements, yes, we expect that. Oh, okay, here, hold on a second. Yeah, I see what's going on here. Let me fix that. That's why that was. Okay, something interesting that is new here that does apply to this course is called global perspectives. Global perspectives. Global perspectives concentration is something new that the college is offering, and it is sort of like a minor. If you go on to a four-year school, you'll have a major that you'll graduate with, and sometimes you get a minor also. This is sort of like that. If you complete a set of requirements here, you can get a global perspectives concentration, and that will be identified on your transcript. And that could be handy, in fact, when you're transferring to a four-year school, if that is your plan. This course counts as one of the courses needed to get that global perspectives concentration. So if you're interested in that, talk to me some more or look at these links available here. Okay, let's see here. Phantom Thursdays. Phantom Thursdays. Some Thursdays we're going to do something different and not come to the Zoom room. I call those Phantom Thursdays. Instead, you will have a different assignment. There may be a set of videos that I'd like to have everybody watch. It would be kind of boring maybe if we all came to the Zoom room and just watched videos. So instead, I will give you the links to videos and a worksheet, and on your own, you will do those tasks. You'll watch the videos and complete the exercise or the worksheet. Okay, something different may happen on a Phantom Thursday. You'll see that in a minute on the list of what days we're doing what. In fact, here it is. Here is our course schedule. So the course schedule lists the course number that we're doing VCM02 of Geography 1100, Geography of the Western World. And we're here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30. It's got my name there and my office email. It's got my office hours. Now, I'm going to have some regular office hours on campus, and I'm going to have some virtual office hours. So we're, of course, virtual, so probably it's easier for us on virtual office hours, but whatever. I posted my office number, my office phone number, as well as my Google Voice phone number. So you can reach out to me through email or phone or whatever. All right, what are we doing? Well, today's January 25. It's the introduction. I did email you folks last week with the hope that you could get started reading in the textbook. If so, great, but if not, that's fine. Just go ahead and start reading from the textbook. Today's the introduction. It's what's going on, what's the syllabus. From there, we'll go on to my first topic, which is called themes. We're going to do regions of the world, but I'd like to start with themes. These are topics I feel are important to help us frame the discussion of regional geography, our examination of regions of the Western world. So for instance, one of those themes is population. I want to talk about a few things about population geography so that we can have that knowledge when we examine the regions. Because of course, all the regions have people, thus population issues and patterns. So I want to do population first so we can then use that knowledge in the various regions. Okay, and we're going to have a Phantom Thursday on February 3rd. So on February 3rd, we're not going to come to class. Instead, I will be giving you an assignment that, yes, involves videos and an exercise to do, as I mentioned a few moments ago. So Phantom Thursday, February 3rd, will be a video day. I'll remind you of that when we're close. All right, after that, we're going to start on our first region, which is the Pacific Realm. That is Australia and more. Definitely and more. We don't want to say it's just Australia, but Australia is by far the biggest piece. So the Pacific Realm. Some people call it Oceania. That's a good term also. In fact, if we looked at the surface area of this region, a majority of it would be the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, Oceania, that's okay too. We're going to have a Phantom Thursday there on February 17th, where you're going to have another video day. Plus, you will be doing the Pacific Realm map quiz on your own. I'll show you again in a few minutes how that will work, the online map quiz. All right, and then on February 22nd, there's the Information Festival number 1 or test number 1. Each festival or test is going to have 2 main things. So the 2 main things on this one will be themes and the Pacific Realm. It will cover, of course, whatever we've done in the Zoom room. It will cover what you've done on the video days. Yes, it will cover what you've read in the free online textbook. More about that when we get close to it. All right, after that, we go to our own region, North America, which is simply the United States and Canada. March 10th, February 24th to March 10th will be that topic, North America. And there will be on March 8th a map quiz in the Zoom classroom. That'll be a little different. It will be timed. That is, we will do it during the Zoom classroom. I want you to know things, but sometimes I want you to know things now. And it seems to me that for our own region, North America, including our own country, USA, we should know things fast. So, for instance, the 50 states map quiz will be in here. And yes, you'll have a limited amount of time to do it. So I want you to know those 50 states well, quick. Okay. Also in this time frame, March 3rd, Padlet Canvas Day and map quiz tips. Okay, so again, everybody's going to choose one place for a map quiz tip. How do you do that? Well, let's do it. Let's take a look at that page here. I'm going to send you the link to this Google Sheet. And on this Google Sheet, by having the link, you will be able to type in your name next to the place that you want to choose. So you can see it says Oceania and Australian cities. Okay, I have already signed up for Australian cities. So I'll be doing a map quiz tip for you on Australian cities. And I do that before any of you do a map quiz tip. Part of that is so it's an example. It's a way maybe that will inspire you on how to do a map quiz tip. Okay, so February 10th, that's my plan for my map quiz tip. Then your map quiz tip comes later, and how much later it comes depends on which one you sign up for, because we connect them to the actual map quizzes, right? Map quiz tip, then soon after that, actual map quiz. That will help you remember. So if one of you signs up for Boston for the map quiz tip, that will come on March 3rd. And then soon after that, we will do the actual map quiz. It would not make sense for you to do your Latin American map quiz tip on March 3rd, but then to take the Latin America map quiz in April. You'd have a month then to lose that tip, to forget about that place. We want the map quiz tip to come just soon before you do the actual quiz. So you get a choice on this list of which map quiz place you'd like to sign up for. And you can see there's quite a range. So it will be easy for you to pick one that no one else is picking. We don't want to duplicate here. All right, so I'll be sending you that link soon, and you can go at your leisure and pick which one of these places. If you choose a place in North America, you'll do your map quiz tip on March 3rd. If you choose a place in Europe, that will be on March 17th. If you choose a place in Latin America, Caribbean, that will be on April 7th. If you choose a place in the Russian domain, that will be on May 3rd. Okay, so on March 3rd, indeed, map quiz tips for North America. But also on March 3rd, Padlet Canvas Day. Padlet Canvas Day. So for your first Padlet Canvas, all of you are going to choose a US state or Canadian province or territory for this project. That too will be a Google Sheet. So let's find that Google Sheet. That will be Padlet Canvas number 1. So that will look like this. Here's a list of the 50 states, and farther down, the Canadian provinces or territories. There they are. All those will be on March 3rd. And again, we don't need to duplicate. We want to find out all sorts of places and not have the same one done twice. So I will also be sending you this link, and at your leisure, you can pick one of these states or provinces or territories. Everybody will have that ready to show on March 3rd. All right, so you can see that Illinois is blacked out there. No, we're not going to do Illinois. That's where we live. We already know a lot about Illinois. You can see I have signed up for Minnesota. I will create a Padlet canvas for Minnesota. Otherwise, everything else is available. Okay, so you will pick one of those places, hopefully fairly soon, but you do not have to complete it until March 3rd when we do Padlet Canvas Day. All right, so how does the Padlet Canvas work? Well, I have also created a video to show you how the Padlet Canvas works. So I'm going to be sending you that link as well. And I'll be posting that link on Blackboard so that you can watch that video to see indeed how to create a Padlet canvas. You will be going to Padlet.com. To do that, you'll create a free account on Padlet.com, and then they have different things you can do there. One of those things is the Padlet canvas, and you will do that there. So I'll be sending you a link to the video, how to do the Padlet canvas. I'll be sending you a link to how to do the map quiz tip. Yes, so it's all there for you to see. All right, and our first try on those will be on March 3rd. March 8th, the North American map quiz. Yes, okay. After that, we go on to our next region. That will be Europe. March 15 to 22 is Europe. And March 17 is Padlet Canvas Day and Map Quiz Tips for Europe. Okay, so map quiz tips for Europe. Again, yes, you'll have picked one, won't you, on the sign-up sheet for map quiz tips. So if you choose the Baltic Sea, Belgium, Budapest, Latvia, North Macedonia, Athens, Oslo, or Croatia, for your one map quiz tip this semester, you will present it on March 17th. Okay. All right. And there will be a Europe map quiz to do on your own. Again, an online map quiz. March 24th, it's Information Festival, or test number 2. Again, tests cover 2 big things. One here will be North America. The other thing will be Europe. Then we got spring break. Spring break is followed by the next region, Latin America and Caribbean. I like to abbreviate that and call it LA CAR. LA Caribbean, LA CAR. April 7th, Padlet Canvas Day and Map Quiz Tips. You see there's a pattern here. Each region has this. Padlet Canvas Day, Map Quiz Tips. So if you choose Belize, Costa Rica, Lake Maracaibo, Managua, Paramaribo, Sao Paulo, Quito, Baja Peninsula, Yucatan Peninsula, if you choose one of those for your map quiz tip, you will present that on April 7th. Now, when I say present that, it's very casual. You will show a 2-slide PowerPoint slide in probably 20 to 30 seconds to teach us just how to get that place correct on the map quiz. We're going to have a Phantom Thursday on April 14th, where you do a video day, a video worksheet, video project, and you'll do the LA CAR map quiz online. There'll also be a Phantom Thursday on April 21st. It's an audio day where you will do some audio work and worksheet. After LA CAR comes the Russian domain, April 26th to May 10th. May 3rd, Padlet Canvas Day and Map Quiz Tips. So if for your map quiz tip you choose the Barents Sea, Novaya Zemlya, Kola Peninsula, Belarus, Georgia, Crimea, Sakhalin Island, Ufa, Kyiv, Sivakotsk, Moldova, if you choose one of those for your map quiz tip, that happens on May 3rd. Now, Europe, Latin America, Russian domain, each of those had a Padlet Canvas Day too. But the sign-up sheet that I showed you for Padlet Canvas was only for North America. I showed you this sign-up sheet. Okay, so that means there's a second sign-up sheet. So later you will get this sign-up sheet where you will choose either a country in Europe or a country in Latin America, Caribbean, or a country in Russian domain. I've already signed up for a few of those, but later you'll sign up for one of those so that you have a Padlet Canvas ready for either a European country, an LA CAR country, or a Russian domain country. Eventually, I'm going to give you the link to this sign-up sheet. It's a little bit too far down the road, I feel, to pick this one. So we're going to wait on this sign-up sheet. Okay, on May 12th, we'll have the Information Festival, or test number 3. Again, 2 things to cover, LA CAR and the Russian domain. And then during final exam week, our final exam is set for the 19th at 9 a.m. Technically not 9:30, but actually 9 a.m. for the final exam. And we'll talk much more about that when we get close to it. Okay, so that's the all-important schedule of events. And map quizzes were mentioned a bunch of times. So how do you know what to do, what to prepare for the map quizzes? All right, for each map quiz, for each region's 25-point map quiz, there's a list in your syllabus here of those places. So for the Pacific realm, I've chosen those cities. It's not every city. Of course, that's not every city, but I've tried to choose the more important ones or the more populated ones. For the Pacific realm, I've selected these countries or territories. It's not all the countries, but I've picked the bigger ones. And here, in fact, the bigger ones is correct because there's lots of little islands here in the Pacific realm. And it's awkward on a map quiz to have to identify a tiny little dot on the map. So I've chosen the bigger ones. Then physical geography, a variety of physical features, either landscape or water, and then Australia's regions. Of course, United States, we have 50 states. This is the set of Australia's, same sort of thing, how they've divided their country. Okay, so those are the places you need to learn. You need to know where those places are so that you could identify them on the map quiz. Then I will choose 25 of those places. Of the list there, I will choose 25, and those will be on the map quiz. And the map quiz itself will be on this website, SETerra. So there is the main page for this website, and they have all sorts of different map quizzes available there. And you can even choose different languages to do the map quizzes. Okay, but on your syllabus, I've given you a few links here to help you practice map quizzes that are already in the SETerra system that may help you practice. So for instance, here's Australia and New Zealand cities. And I'm choosing the game mode, place the labels. Your map quizzes will be in that mode, place the labels. So you see at the top here, we have different cities named. Okay, so we can try to figure out where they are. So we click here on one of those. So we've selected Perth. Now we'd like to know, okay, which one is Perth? So is that it? Yes, boom, it's labeled. You got that one correct. Good. All right, Brisbane. Where is Brisbane? All right, I'm going to get this wrong intentionally just to show you. Brisbane, no, that didn't work. It turned yellow up here to show you, no, you were wrong. Is this it over here? No, missed it again. It's still yellow. Is this it here? Aha, boom, there we got it. Okay, that's basically how it works. You click on the one you're trying to do, and then you click on the place. It labels it in white if you're right. Okay, it gets the yellow shading if you've been wrong. And you go through all of the ones that are there, identifying them, and eventually you'll finish. And depending on how many right or wrong, there'll be a percentage, and I will use that percentage to show me what your grade out of 25 is. So that's basically how the map quiz system works for the online map quizzes. Okay, and because we're virtual, well, yeah, that's going to be how it is. Okay, so for the Pacific realm, you need to know those places. I'll select 25. For North America, there's two. There's the US states. Again, that's going to be a timed one, but it will still be on SETerra, and you'll need to know the 50 states. Plus then these other features, US cities, Canadian provinces and territories, Canadian cities, and physical geography. So that includes the Great Lakes, for instance. So those places are the ones you need to know. And again, as always, I choose 25 of those places for the map quiz. And again, I offer some practice here on existing map quizzes in the SE Terra system. Now, that SE Terra system, it's not me, I didn't create SE Terra, so their existing map quizzes are not exactly the same as my customized map quiz. So it's not a perfect match. There might be something on an SE Terra quiz that's not on my customized quiz. Okay, but those should help you if you use them for practice. And practice is really important in academic work. All right, then you go on to Europe. Europe, here we've got countries of Europe, we've got cities in Europe, and we got just a little bit on physical geography there. One more time, I'm going to choose 25 of those places. One more time, if you'd like, you can practice using these existing ones on the system. LA car, we've got countries, we've got cities, we've got physical geography. I choose 25. You can practice there. And finally, the Russian domain. Not as many countries there, some cities, several bodies of water. I choose 25. You can practice there. All right. Well, you see that I like to kind of keep a parallel pattern for each of the regions. Each of the regions you have, of course, your readings to do, your chapters to do, but there is a map quiz. Each of the regions is going to be on one of the tests, 2 things on each of the 3 tests. Once we get past the Pacific realm, each of the regions has some people doing Padlet canvases and some people doing map quiz tips. Okay, so we keep that same rhythm or pattern as we go through the semester. All right, let's see if we can go back and see if they have got the website going again here. All right, good. We had started to look at the textbook and then the system went down there. So let's try this again by looking at a chapter to see how the textbook works. All right, so here's an example of a textbook. It's Europe, Physical Geography Part 2. So for that, we're going to look at one place, one example, one topic of physical geography in Europe. And that one is Iceland. Okay, so many of the chapters have a map. If it's about a country or a state, there's a map or an outline map here showing you the shape of the place. There are photos, and each photo is clickable. So if you click on it, it opens in a new page, a new window, so that you get a much larger view of that photo. Many of the chapters have maps. It's geography, of course, so many of the chapters have maps. The maps are also clickable, so it opens bigger in the screen, so you get a much better view. Here's another map. It's clickable. Yeah, opens up big. This one we can even click again and it's, well, slightly larger still. So we're getting a look at volcanoes and glaciers here on Iceland, thus physical geography. Here's the famous Blue Lagoon in Iceland. Very big photo here on the screen now. Some of the chapters do have a little bit of video content. Here is a rather short clip, but they're often very short so that we can get them to work here. Waterfall in Iceland, and you'll find out that's of note. Waterfalls are interesting in Iceland. And here's a different video that is from a drone going over some of the landscape and approaching another waterfall in Iceland. Almost all the chapters have a blue box at the end, a blue box called Did You Know? The Did You Know box is designed to be sort of peripheral, connected in a different way to the chapter itself. So it may be kind of a bonus fact about the chapter. It might be something that's not exactly about the chapter, but, well, is sort of related somehow. Or it may be a pop culture reference to something about that place. So for instance, at the bottom of the blue box here, it says both Star Trek and Star Wars films have used locations in Iceland for filming. So that's not really geography, but it's a bonus fact about Iceland and popular culture. Some of the chapters have a red box that shows that something new has been out there, a new newspaper article, a new journal article, something that's published after we wrote the chapter. And so we reference it in a red box saying, hey, here's something new. Click on here if you want to see what's new since we wrote the chapter. And some have a green box. The green box is a little quiz called Check Your Understanding. And here it is one multiple choice option for you to do. You read the chapter, try it out. Did you get it? So you would answer the question, click there on the check, and it will tell you whether or not you were correct. After that, we have the cited and additional bibliography that we used for that chapter. Okay, so that's one example, Europe, Physical Geography 2. Now, if you want to go right from there to the next chapter, you can do that by clicking in the bottom right corner here where it says Europe, Political Geography 2, and it moves you directly to the next chapter. This one's called Europe's Shift to the Right. If we go back here to the bottom left corner, we move back a chapter. So there we're back to Physical Geography and Iceland. We want to go back again. Okay, there we go to Historical Geography 2. And this chapter is about the island of Malta. So historical geography. All right, so we can move around one page at a time that way, or we can go back to contents at any point, right? And click on any particular one that we want. So here's Pacific Realm Cultural Geography 1, Australia as a melting pot. Okay, so I'm glad that site came back up so that we could see that. Here then is the grid of the reading assignments. The grid of the reading assignments. So ideally, you got my email last week and you started by reading the preface, chapter 1 and chapter 2. Okay, if you didn't, no worries, just go ahead and do those readings now. Today is Tuesday, and today's assignment is chapter 5. Well, hopefully you go back and read chapter 3 and chapter 4 as well. For the first week here, from preface to Saturday of this week, you are to read the first chapters, the first 10 chapters. You see on Friday, chapters 8 and 10 are assigned. On Saturday, chapter 9 is assigned. Again, most of these chapters, especially after the first week, most of these chapters are 700 to 1400 words. So they are short. They are accessible to you. You could read one a day. And that's how they are assigned, that you would read one a day. Following that, then you go to the discussion board on Blackboard. And I've also made a video how to post on the discussion board. So I'll be sending and posting that link for you to look at too. My comment now about posting on the discussion board. This little spreadsheet lists what you can earn for points for the discussion board. You can go to the discussion board for a chapter and you can post a photo and a comment to earn 3 points. So if it was that Iceland chapter, you could find an interesting photo about Iceland, post it on the discussion board, write a short comment about it, and you'll get 3 points. And or you could find a map about Iceland, post the map on the discussion board, and a short comment for, again, 3 points. And or you could find an article about Iceland, ideally about physical geography in Iceland, since that was the topic. You can post a link to that article and a comment for 3 points again. And or you can post a longer comment of your own, thoughts that you have about the chapter, about the information in the chapter, a longer comment for 3 points. Or you can post a remark. The comment was 2 points. You can post a remark about someone else's comment. So if you read the discussion board post and you find that one of your fellow students wrote quite an interesting comment and you want to post a remark about it, shorter remark about it, you can do that for 1 point. Okay, so 3, 3, 3, 2, and 1. There are 5 different ways to earn points posting for any chapter. Now, don't do all that for every chapter. No, be selective. Do the ones that you find interesting while you're still getting enough points. Your goal is to get all of the points. There are 250 for the semester. That's your goal. That is also the maximum. The maximum is 250 out of 250. I want that to be your goal. The maximum per week is 25. You can get 25 points per week. I don't want you trying to do everything at the end of the semester. I want you posting on the discussion board consistently through the semester. So we're learning geography consistently through the semester. So the maximum any week is 25. The maximum any day would be one of each of the choices, 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, which would be 12 points. You could get 12 points if you do 5 different things for 1 chapter. Okay, so think about that. If the maximum per day is 12 and there's 7 days a week, that's 84 points and your limit is 25. So it's not that hard to get 25 when theoretically you could get 84. Your limit is 25. So for chapter 10, write a comment, a longer comment for 2 points. For chapter 7, post a photo and a shorter comment and get 3 points. Try to get some combination of them so that you could get 25 points per week. That would be ideal. You would definitely hit the maximum for the semester. In fact, for the semester, if you average 17 points per week, you will reach the maximum of 250 out of 250. So if you make the effort, if you have the time and make the effort, it is not that hard to get 25 points per week. It's certainly not that hard to get 17 points on average per week. And all right, what if you get 12 point one week? Well, get 25 the next week, and you're back to getting the average that you need to get the maximum for the semester. Okay, so this is designed to help you think about geography regularly, even every day, and in a quite reasonable way, allow you to get a lot of points, up to 250 out of the 1,000 for the semester. Be pretty awesome. Okay, so be consistent, get those points as the semester rolls along. Okay, so I need to then share with you those links and such. So I will be sending you today the links for the videos that you can watch at your leisure of the how-to videos, how to post on the discussion board, how to create a map quiz tip, how to create a Padlet canvas. I will also be seeing that you get the links to sign up for the map quiz tip, to sign up for the first Padlet canvas. Okay, so that's the plan. That's what we're going to be doing this semester. We'll be doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:30. Every now and then there'll be a phantom Thursday where you do something different instead of coming to the Zoom class. Sorry. And we'll progressively be learning a lot of geography, learning how geographers think, and learning about our world. Well, the Western half of our world anyway. Okay, so that's my explanation of what's going to happen through the semester. Do you have any questions at this point? If you have any questions, you can offer them by unmuting and letting me know. Okay. Otherwise, what we're going to do is, for attendance today, you're going to post something in the chat. All right, we have a question in the chat. Let's see. Did you mention us having an assignment to complete today? All right, good question. So for today, it's to be reading in your free online textbook. Okay, so you have several things to read in the online textbook, and by the end of the week to have read chapters 1 through 10, the preface, and chapters 1 through 10 in the textbook. Those are the reading assignments. That's what you should be doing this week. Today's been introductory, and Thursday I will be starting with themes. Okay, so today attendance, then today what I want you to do is to post something in the chat. Anything in the chat. You could say, hi, I'm here. You could say, hey, great, we're off and learning. You could say, geography is fun. You could say something. Just say something in the chat, and I will save the chat, and then I will use that to mark you off, and you'll get your points for being here today. All right, so once you post it in the chat, you're good to go. I'll see you again Thursday. I will hang along here in case something comes up. I usually hang around for a minute after class in case there is something else. So I'll do that, but otherwise, once you post, you're good to go.
Hi.
Hi.
I have one question. As you mentioned that we have to do the canvas for the map quizzes. So, like, what if we don't have the canvas? Do we need to buy it or anything?
So for the Padlet Canvas assignments, you will need to sign up for a free account at padlet.com.
Oh, okay.
The account is free, and so yes, that will be easy to do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
you bet.